In this video, I'm going to show you how to install a Ring Floodlight camera, and we're going to do it right now. If you've been following my channel for a while, you know that I have a Ring doorbell camera on my house, and I love them, so I wanted to try this thing out. I've been thinking about it for a long time, and I just moved in here, and I have this awful looking light, and I think this is going to be a nice little upgrade. So, if you need to install one, I hope this video helps. Let's go. Whenever I make a video and there is wiring involved in it, I always like to mention that if you're not comfortable working on electrical, make sure you get a licensed electrician to help you out. It can be dangerous, don't risk it. That's all, I just wanted to give you a warning. The other thing that I want to mention is that 90% of the time when you have a floodlight on the outside of the house like this, it is controlled with a switch. And that's fine, we're gonna make it work for my case because that is the case, but that's something to keep in mind. If you have a floodlight on a switch and maybe it's connected to some other lights and they all come on at the same time, you're gonna have to leave those lights on, unscrew those light bulbs, or you're gonna have to change some wiring around because this needs constant power. The lights are motion activated and you can control those settings, but the camera needs constant power. It doesn't have a battery or anything. So if you have a light with a switch, you're gonna have to make sure that the switch stays on. So the first thing I'm gonna do is actually put a light switch guard on the switch that controls the floodlight. That's this one right here. I'm just gonna double check that light is burnt out. So I'm gonna use a tester to make sure that it's off. I'm gonna put this guard on and leave it in the off position while I work on it. So all I'm gonna do is take out these screws. I know that this is a white cover and this is beige, but I am eventually switching all of my outlet covers to white. So that's why I got white. Take these out, and then this is how it works. It's just a little clip right here. And if you want, it does come with longer white screws. I'm gonna keep those handy, but I'm actually just gonna put these old screws back in. Those are long enough. There we go. Now, you're gonna have to open this up to turn that on or off. So just to show you, I have that switch on. I actually flipped it on so I could show you. That is live. So now I'll turn the switch off. Got nothing. And as always, regardless if you have a switch or not, it's a good idea to shut the breaker off. So I'm going to take these two screws out, one on the top here, one on the bottom of this box. I'm just going to maneuver this around. This is interesting. This must have been before the motion activated lights were a big thing. This is a whole separate unit. Hopefully I don't find any surprises. I'll just carefully take this out. You can see what's going on here. Now I'm just gonna check, double check, make sure nothing in here is live. As I'm looking at this, looks pretty simple. I just have one wire coming out. So I'm not gonna get into a ton of detail about wiring. I would just suggest that whatever you pull out of here, the way it's wired, just wire a new one the same way. So I'll just unhook all these. And I know that some people do not like the kind of tester I used. So if you want to put a multimeter on this or however you want to do it, feel free to do it. And right here, I have a screw that has the ground on it, so I just want to remove that. This screw is also one that attaches the box to the house, so it needs to be removed all the way anyways. If your existing box is fine, you can skip this step, but I'm going to replace this square box with a round box. These wires are going. I'll remove the other screw holding the box onto the house. Okay. Remove that box. So I'm replacing that box with a white metal round box. And you can use this however your wires are run. Mine are coming right from the house, so this is the hole that I'm going to use. So I'm going to take these plugs and block up all the other ones so that I don't have bees making a nest and whatnot. Protect it from the weather. So since my wires come straight through here, I am going to be using a Romex connector right here. So what I want to do, I mean, this comes off too. So this is basically going to go like this. So I need to check this out and make sure that this is actually going to be able to be inset so that this can sit flat. So we'll go check it out. So without the Romex connector on there, I'm going to feed these wires through to just see how this is going to look. And you're going to notice that if I center this, then I am going to have to do some touch-up painting. So just keep that in mind. I'm sure there's a way to secure it to a square box, but since it has a round base on the ring, I want it to be nice and clean looking with a nice white round box. So now putting the Romex connector on, I can get an idea of how much I need to open this hole up. I'm going to look underneath. So it's quite a bit, but I think I can probably do it with a chisel. Let's give it a shot. I'm just going to move the wire up. Should be able to chisel just this block out a little bit. Obviously, I just want to be careful of the wires. There. There we go. And we got some wiggle room. Cool. So now, this is a little tricky. From behind, I got to tighten those screws so you can see, or bolts. Those ones right there. I'm going to have to do it from the top, just the way this box is oriented, because I want it like this. So you might not be able to see this too well, but trust me, I'm tightening it. You can see it's nice and tight. It's going to go just like that. Center of that block. I'm going to attach it with some exterior screws right out here. So now we can open this up. Let's see what we got. There we go. There's our new fancy Ring Floodlight LED lights, which is a huge bonus because every light in this house has a bulb and they cost money to replace, and I'm doing it often, so I want to stop that. This plate comes off of here, so it's held on by these two bolts. You might have to just push it out like this. And this is the mounting plate. And then you have a package here with your screwdriver and some hardware. It has all kinds of different bolts. So this bar is going to go just like this, attached to that box. So this bar is going to go just like this, but before I attach it, I'm going to take the ground and wrap it around the ground screw on the box. Like that. Just want to make sure that's nice and tight. And then I'm going to leave all the wires up this way because this says up. This is what's going to attach right here. So I want to make sure I can have access to those. So now I can install this. This says front. Keep it that way. And I'm going to put these in, the ones that came with the box. Tighten these down. That's nice and tight. Now a couple things. It does say in here to use silicone to seal these plugs. I'm not really too worried about it, especially if you look up. You can see this is under an overhang. This looks like it has a nice seal here that will seal against this box and make that weather tight. Now the only thing is that these screws are bumped out a little bit, so I'm hoping it's going to be a nice tight seal. Right now it's rocking, but since it's foam, I think when I put this screw in, it'll probably suck in, but I just want to make sure that it makes a nice seal all around here. So let's try it. I'm going to take a bolt from one of the bags, either B or C, as it says in the instructions. I chose B. Hopefully it's long enough. I want to just make sure this is level, somewhat level anyways. Oh yeah, that's sucking right in. Nice. Okay. Yeah, so that's nice and tight all the way around. Make a nice seal. Now we're ready to hang the light. So I'm going to take this off to start, just so I don't forget it. And then this has a really cool feature on the back here. You might be wondering what this little strap is. So we'll take the wires out, and then this clips on here like that. So you can hang this while you attach the lights or the wires. That's really cool. They got to do that with like ceiling fans and stuff. I've never seen that before. I thought that was cool. I'll take these off and just wire this in. Just make sure your connections are tight. And you can tuck everything in your box. Now I can lift this up and unclip it. And right here you can see there's a little notch that goes at the bottom here. Just gonna tuck these wires in a little bit as I do this. Feed those studs in there like that. And then you put those two little white nuts on here and one on this side. Just make sure those are going in and kind of press this into place a little bit as you screw it. Now your ring screwdriver, you actually pull this out and you can go in here and tighten these up a little bit. Okay, now you'll notice that the camera is upside down. If you installed it on a wall like this, you can just turn it around like that. Get these where they need to be, and Ring does recommend doing silicone along where the camera meets the box. That's up to you, but we're good. So the breaker is back on. Once I flip this switch, you'll see that the ring should blink, and that'll mean that we're all good. There you go. Cool. Let's set it up. Whoa. Okay, so the power is on. That is blinking blue. I already have the Ring app because I have another camera, and I'm not going to show it because it has my personal information on it, but I want to see how easy it is. So I click Setup Device, Security Cameras, scan the QR code on the Ring product. Got to find the QR code now. They were nice to us and put it on the instructions so I don't have to go back up there. So I'll scan the code, floodlight cam wired plus detected, put my address in, give it a name. It says remove the film that we already did. It has been installed. The light is flashing, connecting to your floodlight cam.
Now connected to the Ring app.
That's it. That's easy, easy peasy.
Connecting to Wi-Fi. Just a moment. Now installing an update. This may take several minutes.
So then you can link it to other devices. I'm not going to go into a huge amount of detail because the Ring app makes it really easy. And actually, the install was really easy. Okay, let's see. It's working. Just to give you an example of the functions, because the lights, looks like it comes default that they're off. So if you wanted to turn them on manually, you can just do it like this. And they come right on. It's really cool. It's instant. And then it'll send you an alert. And then right here, device settings is where you would change everything. You can change the lights in particular, say how long they come on, make sure it's selected that when motion is detected, they come on, motion zones, light sensitivity, even light brightness, and a light schedule. So if you're not home and you wanted them to come on at certain times, you can set that up. That's really cool. So I like the look of it. I got white to blend in with the trim, so it's a little harder to notice. All I gotta do is touch up that paint and I should be good. So if you needed to install a Ring floodlight camera, I hope this video helps. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Cut. So I know that this is a white cover and this is, what do you call it?
Beige.
Beige.
Tan.
Ugh. Frickin' bee.
Hi, little pal.
Yeah.
We did a nap today.
Hello, little pal, baby.
What are we doing here? This is a continuation. Don't show me tightening this with the needle nose pliers. That's stupid. I should have read the instructions. Basically, you can use this. So I'm gonna loosen that. Okay, you ready?
Yep.